I got the Blaze Radio Network on. Ride with me. Thank you for joining.
Everyone knows that college is a major investment, so it's really important to do your research. You want to find a school that shares your values, but who has time to dig through all those college websites? Well, today I've got great news for you. There's a free, easy to use resource that does the work for you. It's called ChristianCollegeGuide.com. This online directory of over 250 Christian colleges and universities is a one-stop shop. ChristianCollegeGuide.com lists all the basics, such as acceptance rates, tuition costs, and academic majors. But here's what makes this resource truly special. ChristianCollegeGuide.com will show you the school's faith commitments, its campus policies, and its spiritual life. All the info that will help you find a college.
They have a lane closed up ahead, so my navigation app says 5 more minutes, so we'll be moving here shortly.
Is considering.
Can anyone guess the highway?
ChristianCollegeGuide.com to create a free user profile and get started today. That's ChristianCollegeGuide.com.
American quality. Those words still mean something to me, and I bet they mean something to you. It's one of the reasons why I love American Giant. They're a company that doesn't just think about what they can do, they think about what they should do. When you buy American Giant clothing, you're investing in American manufacturing.
Left lane blocked ahead.
The new radiator is working beautifully, by the way. Beautiful. We're going to be okay for the trip, thank God.
In the process that will help save our country. We need to get back to independent spirit of American manufacturing, and American Giant is leading the way. All their clothing is 100% American, and that comes with American quality. You can buy cheaper, and you'll get cheaper quality made by workers overseas who aren't paid a living wage, or you can buy American quality that will last for generations. The American Giant patch means something. There's an American Giant in all of us. Find yours. Go to American-Giant.com/Glenn. That's American-Giant.com/Glenn.
Sarah Gonzalez, Unfiltered.
They call Donald Trump literally Hitler. They say that democracy is gone now that Donald Trump is in charge because he is a tyrant. And then when you look at what Joe Biden actually did, as much as they want to scream literally Hitler, what he actually did, the way that he went after pro-lifers.
Construction reported ahead.
Anyone on the right, the J6ers, the way that they weaponized the government to make sure that you got your experimental job or you couldn't go to work and you had to wear a mask.
Please like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
Regime took to go after you if you believe in small government and lower taxes.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be rolling here in a minute. We'll be on our way.
It's literally Hitler. Well, guess what? I got news for them. This is what a dictatorship looks like.
Sarah Gonzalez, Unfiltered, on the Blaze Radio Network. Learn more at theblaze.com. Stu Does America.
Dave, been a few weeks. How are you, man?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Good. I mean, the last few weeks have not been so great.
It's been a little dark.
Yeah, a little dark. You sent a very nice text to me, by the way, over while all that was going on. And I feel like, there's this annoying thing that human beings do.
Okay, guys, we're moving again.
That actually are about other people and just internalize them and make them about themselves. So let's do that for a moment.
Stu Does America. Find out how to get more at theblaze.com.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
All right, back here on the Steve Day Show, powered by our friends over at Moxie Pest Services. They are celebrating their silver anniversary, 20th anniversary.
There we go.
If you go to moxieservices.com/Steve, MOXIE, use the promo code Steve, moxieservices.com/Steve. Use the promo code Steve for your first pest control service at just $25 at Moxie Services, MOXIE, moxieservices.com/Steve with the promo code Steve. All right, let's get to it. It is your turn, and it's time for some buy, sell, or hold. Todd and I, after Eric shows us these submissions that we have not yet seen, you and I will either buy it or we will sell it. Maybe offer a reason, in my case, likely rather than of why we are making said choice. Hold is an option. You can choose to hold. All right? But if you do, that's too bad. I can't do that. That one's too. No, can't do that. Can't do that either.
You're in a dark place.
I am. That's why I'm editing right now, live on the air. I'm in a dark place right now. The team's not playing well. Okay. Not the fun part of the game right now. So yeah, I cannot project my black pilling onto you. That would not be fair. Right? Just because our.
When has that ever stopped you before?
Just because our favorite team's standard of play is not at the level we're accustomed to or happy with does not mean I should punish you thusly for such substandard performance. So, how about we just make it that
I want to get some cheap gas.
you've got to help Lindsey Graham clean out his Grindr account.
Ooh.
How's that?
No.
Yeah, because he'll have to tell you, yeah, I meant that one.
I'm gonna get
Right,
some
we'll have to
cheap
listen
gas.
to why he.
I understand.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Point made.
All right, Aaron, go ahead.
We'll start with Jason Rowland. Crystal ball of certain truths. Let's just take these one by one. Nothing of importance is done legislatively before the midterms.
I fear that is more likely the case than not, so I'm going to buy, unfortunately.
Same reasoning. Bye.
Democrats will win the House in 2026.
I still think it's too early for that. Republicans are doing relentless amounts, or trying to anyway, relentless amounts of gerrymandering around the country. So I still think it's too early for that. So for now, I will sell.
Same reasons I will also sell.
So next one is probably a sell as well. Impeachments of all types reign until 2028.
Well, I will buy because if the former event happens, that is absolutely what is next for shizzle.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Damn. Wrong way.
Mayor Mamdani turns New York City into a hellmouth.
You want a really Vanta Black answer? I mean, come on. Do you want a really Vanta Black answer?
Yeah.
I almost went the wrong way.
Because I am in that kind of mood. I'm going to sell. And the reason why is the people who are now in control of New York City, this is their worldview. And I could actually see things be perceived to have been improved before the long-term ramifications of natural law violation come to fruition. You see what I'm trying to say? The city is already operated under rent control, price control, every form of subsidy, every form of progressive policy trope you could possibly imagine. All right, there's a reason why a Mamdani can get elected in 2025 and could not have gotten elected in 1985 or 95. I mean, the table is set. You know, take away his Islamist foreign ties, and make him just another, you know, affluent white New York NYU grad, same age. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Grew up, parents were wealthy in Manhattan his entire life, saying all the same things. You see what I'm trying to say? All right, that worldview this is the next stage of the evolution. All the things he is saying are not really that radical.
Yes.
For how life in New York really is. The radicalization comes.
You're not really
from
going to see that price from Owen. So let's
he's
get
not
there.
some kid from an affluent white NYU, you know, parents, you know, thought Cloward and Pippin were prophets when they went to Columbia, also in New York. All right, it is that he is a foreigner. It is that he's an Islamist. That's where the. But if it was in another package, if everything he was saying outside of the foreign element and the Islamist element was put in another package, it would be it'd just be Kathy Hochul. It'd be very familiar to what New Yorkers are used to voting for. So do not be surprised in the immediate of the next few years if it actually looks as if on the surface things are getting better. Because now they're just going to go whole hog with what they've already done. They're now just going to go and flat out consummate the relationship to impregnation now. Now, eventually, the natural law has its way. Okay, but look, our country dodged the ramifications, or thought it did, of the natural law for about 40 years. Now we're seeing all these social contagions and pathologies are now all coming hitting us all at once, and that's what has your young men thinking Groyperism. Maybe that's the answer, all right, because these things are all hitting at once. You know, I could foresee that at least in the immediate, it looks like it's morning in New York City again. Don't be surprised if you see that, so I will sell.
Depending on the point of view, you can buy or sell. I'll just take the other side, buy, because we've been talking about Trump and the Republicans' failures at messaging? Well, those who control the messaging on the leftist front will be happy to paint the kind of picture that is like in Britain right now. But there's basically a part of the map of London that is still where American tourists want to go. If you go there, you feel like it's just the Olympics are being held, but every place around that is a hellmouth. So I think it's a both and. But I think Steve is right. Their messaging is going to be very on point. They're going to have their own version of MAGA, while around the little part that they want to protect, they're going to be happy to get on the pace that currently Great Britain is in.
Days Show Bingo continues to hit by Solar Poll.
That's going to buy regardless of whether we have all the other.
Correct.
We are at open spiritual warfare now, and so there's going to be all kinds of events that just don't make sense, that seem very random, or where's that coming from? Okay. I mean, Tucker out there talking about the fact he thinks the U.S. government actually communes with demons. Frankly, that's as good of an explanation for everything as there is, to be honest with you. Okay, so
Americans reach social and cultural fatigue once more with Democrats while still facing an economic stalemate spurring the
we ran on this thing 4 years ago, and you don't think we adequately addressed it, so we're just going to run it with different people.
I got a pole.
Like, if
I got a long pole.
Message that's in that post, I don't think that makes it any easier for J.D. Vance to get elected, or anything, whatever, to get elected as president of the United States in 2028. But since I understand, at least I think I understand what you think that means, I'll buy it for you real fast, since it's your personality.
Sure, but the fatigue also has to do with the faces that represent the party. Right now, there's nobody that's remotely as charismatic or as intelligent as J.D. Vance. So
October 16th this year, quote, this idea that American citizens don't have the talent to do great things, they should import a foreign class of servants and professors of these things, I reject it. Vice President J.D. Vance, October 16th. That's the right decision. That's just what I just want to say.
Good. We're going to be back on the road in a second, y'all. We're going to hit the road soon.
popular vote. So
look how clean.
Even if this happened, I buy like Steve is, but so much is now systemically wrong. I just don't think it's the fix you think or hope it would be.
Connor B has this post from Tennessee Governor Bill Lee.
Hold on.
Great to join the World Economic Forum.
I'm gonna use it. Haha. Hope nobody steals my car. We'll see. Kinda looking kind of funky. That's okay. Not yet. I don't need the drinks yet.
Yeah, they're just not. It's all widgets.
It's trying to make the train. One side is trying to make the trains run on side, while the other side is arguing that train tracks are a symbol of oppression and colonialistic blah 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 blah.
Yeah. No one really wants, for reasons. They don't. It doesn't pay well enough. It's boring to them. But very few want to have the conversations about the good, the true, and the beautiful. I just got done saying something about, well, it's obviously the more moral messaging. That doesn't interest people these days for all kinds of reasons. It doesn't even interest people in the church. I mean, so this is perfectly on brand with what Steve has been trying to talk about the last 3 days. And hey, it's time we got there again, because ultimately, Steve, your analogy that you about trying to just take this back to New York in 1990, just to slow things down, that happened. We've had several months of that now, but sooner or later, are we going to be a shining city a hill on again or not?
I don't know.
And Bill Leak, I don't think he cares.
So that's everything you guys just did there. I agree with. Because of what I said earlier about open spiritual warfare. Let me rephrase. Do not bet on it. Do not hold your breath, because you would prefer to live, and suffocating yourself is a sin. Okay? But on the remote, scant chance that they feel as if they have to leave some of those elements of who they are as a forum behind, or they're going to go extinct in this environment. I don't believe that is what is occurring. I don't. I just want to make that very clear. But I'm leaving open the possibility that not everything we're looking and seeing in the seen realm is as obvious as we think it is, because of the amount of spiritual warfare that's taking place.
I would agree with that.
Next, go to this. Just as serious. Red 5 says shorts and jackets are an acceptable cold weather ensemble.
100%.
I will sometimes in cold weather where it's not so cold that you gotta have everything covered.
Yeah.
I'll do the vest with short sleeves.
Yeah, 100%. You bet. Do it all the time, back and forth to the gym and working out in the wintertime. You bet. 100%. Bye.
So, guys don't have ensembles.
That's the best.
They just get dressed.
That's
it.
You know what? I have sinned against you. All right. I take it back. All right. His answer is the right one. Yes. Yeah. You know what? I'm like Dobby. I need to punish myself. Okay. That I seriously considered this proposition rather than immediately rebuke it. Thank you. Appreciate that, my Catholic friend.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Clinton Shaw says separation of church and state simply means that secularism is the only ideology and religion allowed in government, and they can freely discriminate against other religions.
Correct.
Yes.
But it even means worse than that.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, because it's setting the stage for what the new actual religion will be. Secularism is not a sustainable religion. So it's just setting the stage for what the new actual religion will be. And you see that pattern in New York. Right? They tried godlessness on the right with Bloomberg level corporatism, just completely soulless. Godlessness on the left with an open communist Sandinista in Bill de Blasio. And now they are ready now. They want something aspirational. Now they want something uplifting and hope-filled. So now comes the new God, Allah. Yes.
Is set decorated for Christmas before the day set was. Buy, sell, or hold. It's an indication the world is upside down.
That's very good.
Take my
Do you want to upgrade the set Christmas tree this year?
We can if you
we're gonna
want.
do
That's
it
up
like
to you.
that.
That's kind of you and
Road-
Ben do
here we
that
go.
thing, you know. Whatever you guys want, I'll make it happen. You tell me.
Here we go.
So skinny.
And we do have more room. We do. But it's kind of skinny, like in a Charlie Brown Christmas kind of way too.
Yeah.
You know, I'll leave that up to you guys. You tell me what you want, I'll make it happen. But I'll buy on this. However, in my defense, it's really my defense. I am intending to honor the Dace Erzin Accords of 2023. That Christmas season may begin now, before Thanksgiving, but not prior to November the 15th. I am trying to uphold my end of the bargain and maintain the peace, because blessed are the peacemakers.
24 less.
Hour 2 is next.
This is Steve Dace.
Let's continue. Let me make sure I'm going the right. Yep, I don't have to worry about this for 60 more miles, so let's go. And we are on the road. Okay.
ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-917-8546. 800-917-8546. 800-917-8546. That's 800-917-8546.
Relatable with Allie. The war between Christians and Muslims has been waging for thousands of years. It is still waging today in ways that you may not realize. Relatable with Allie Beth Stuckey.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever podcasts are found. This is the Blaze Radio Network.
Nice Mustang. Y'all see that Mustang?
Back here with Hour 2, live and on demand on Blaze TV, radio, and podcast. Alongside Todd Erzin and Aaron McIntyre, I am Steve Dace. You can let us know what you think about what we think via the stevedace.com inbox by emailing the show steve@stevedace.com. That's DEACE. Like us on Facebook, MeWe, and Gab. You can follow me at Steve Dace Show on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Day Show on YouTube. That's at Day Show on YouTube. And then finally, please subscribe to our podcast. And if you are, thank you, because you're the biggest chunk in our audience for sure. And if you do that, you know for sure that every time we do a new episode, it's for sure there in your podcast feed. If you're on Apple iTunes, that's where most of you are. Click follow these days, not subscribe. They don't offer that option anymore. But they do still give you the option of leaving us 5-star reviews. And you can do that at Apple, all the various platforms. Tens of thousands of you have done this for our show. Pardon me. Thank you for each and every one. They are all appreciated, as are Kexi cookies sitting out there on the countertop.
Thank you to Corey from Minnesota.
Yes. Thank you, Corey in Minnesota. You got a pumpkin loaf out there waiting for you, brother.
Alright, I'll bring it home. Got a wife who loves that stuff.
I don't know how. Make sure you understand how fortunate you are that you're going to be able to indulge in that. Because
I'm truly grateful.
You should be.
Coattails and all things.
Indeed. Because Kexi is like Grandma's house on Christmas morning. Real ingredients, real butter, pure vanilla, ingredients you can actually pronounce. Real flavor, every cookie, every baked good, handcrafted. They send them to you fresh, ship them, seal them straight to your door. Anywhere in the country, you can't beat it. I love them. They are phenomenal. All right. Use the code DACE15 to get 15% off your order when you go to Kexi.com. Keksi. Keksi. Kexi.com. Use the code DACE15 for 15% off your order. It's the gift that gifted. Right? In fact, it's the gift that if you buy them for other people, they may not get them. Okay? Because why don't you try one of these? Then try them all. Kexi.com, code DACE15 for 15% off your order. All right, coming up bottom of the hour, Daniel Horowitz will be here with us. Let's continue on with some advice in the hold there.
Let's continue with Michael Relicki, who says Islam is positioning itself around the world, not just in the West, but well enough to mount a religious war, potentially even soon.
Well, I mean, this is what Islam's been doing since its inception. Now, there are more sophisticated ways to launch a religious war, like what Mamdani just pulled off in New York City, for example. But, I mean, Islam, again, the tension within Christianity is to what extent does Christ call us to acquire and seek
How's everybody doing?
dominion? And this has been debated all throughout the centuries. You know, monks when Rome was the only church, basically, the monks went to monasteries taking vows of poverty and chastity, okay, and divorced themselves from the world as it is. After the Reformation, one of the first sects that immediately popped up, the Anabaptists, that's where your Mennonites, Quakers, Amish come from. They did much of the same thing. They do many of those same things to this very day, all right? So there has always been a tension within Christianity about how much do we seek out the dominion of this world in anticipation of the kingdom to come, right? That's a debate we've been having internally amongst one another. What does that really mean? It's the exact opposite debate in Islam. The debate is not about whether to seek out supreme dominion of the earth, but simply the methodology of doing so. All right, so the methods can be more sophisticated in this day and age. You can just, hypothetically speaking, buy a handful of prominent influencers if you wanted to do that while you're online. You could, if you wanted to, I guess. Hypothetically speaking. You could also, buy politicians. You could take over America's greatest city the old-fashioned way during the election. So this war can be waged in lots of different ways, but in general, you are correct, because it's always been correct. It's the entire premise of Islam. It's dominionist in its nature.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Is this from Shrugging Echoes? Republicans in Congress are more likely to fund the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare subsidies in the next few months than they are to pass any meaningful, conservative, significant Trump and executive order codifying legislative.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder.
We have a chance. All right. And so because of that now,
Hazard reported ahead.
these aren't albatross now. We own it. We wear it. So here we are. Andrew Sexton says after 1 year, Trump's top cabinet picks are Rubio, Kennedy, Hegseth, and Bessent. The biggest disappointments are Bondi and Patel. That's 95% right, so am I was never very high on Pam Bondi. Patel, just based on what I don't know him at all, based on what I've heard from people I know that know him. At this point, I just have to assume some dark people have gotten to him, or he's compromised in some way. I just don't even know what else to say. Here's all you need to know about Patel. If I'd have gone back in January after he got nominated, if I would have said whatever's gone on the last year is his record, would anybody have been accepting of that at the time? No. Would it have lined up with any of his pre-appointment rhetoric whatsoever? No. Like the interviews he gave in depth to Glenn here at the Blaze, the interview he gave in depth to Benny Johnson, for example. Okay, I don't even think it lines up with the interview he gave Joe Rogan in May, which was his first attempt to kind of, resuscitate himself. Okay, so at this point, he's just, he's taken advice from some dark forces there within the swamp, or he's compromised in some way and just can't live up to all of that rhetoric. I don't know what else. I don't know. Tell me what other assumption there is to make. Is there? I'm open. I don't want to assume those things, but tell me what else it might be. We're a year into this now. A year. Almost the entire calendar year has gone by. So,
and their failures are all the worst. Saying, you know what? We're getting what we need over here. So yeah, the economy isn't going to fix itself in a day. They're not going to have that level of patience when they see this level of failure.
Nobody's watching.